The 49ers have won 14 straight regular season games.
Amazing.
Is that good enough for you? Because it's the second longest winning streak in franchise history. It was only a season that wrapped around from 89 to 90. So we're getting into, some real glory day years for the 49ers to find regular season success like this. It is the longest active winning streak in the NFL. Their point streak, Larry, they've now scored 30 or more points in each of their first 4 games. It's the first time in franchise history that the 49ers have done that. It is the 7th consecutive regular season game that the team has eclipsed 30 points, dating back to week 16 of 2022. It's the longest streak since at least 1970 that the 49ers have done that. They're the first team in the NFL to score 30 or more points in 7 consecutive regular season games, Larry, since the Denver Broncos between the 2012 and 2013 seasons, week 15 to week 4. And that was Peyton Manning, as I said earlier, at his peak with the Denver Broncos. That is the 2013 team that set the still standing NFL record for 606 points scored. So not only is Brock Purdy in conversation, sidling up against Joe Montana and Steve Young every time you look up, he's now officially coming for Peyton Manning. What more do you want? What more do you want? And it's just, it's an incredible story. The origin of Brock Purdy only makes it that much more interesting. If he had been the number 1 overall pick of a draft, everyone said, well, I would expect this from him. I expect this from him. Did you see that Patrick Mahomes got outplayed last night?
I saw that.
For the first time in his career, he got outplayed by the other team's quarterback, which just stunningly enough was Kevin Wilson. And the Chiefs still won, and Taylor Swift won the night. And congratulations to Kansas City and all its fans. But even the greatness of Patrick Mahomes has trouble looking great week in, week out all the time. Now, he's a few more years into his career, obviously, but a level of consistency that the 49ers have found, Larry, in football, it might be the single most hardest thing to. It's easier to be the Miami Dolphins popping up and scoring 70 points in 1 week than it is to be consistent over 14 consecutive weeks of football. So what the 49ers are achieving is what happens when a really loaded roster meets a head coach and a front office that know what they're doing. This is competence. And again, I don't want to bag on old memories and off-season conversations, but there were merchants out there who sold you, tried so hard to illuminate a level of incompetence that they thought defined the 49ers. And so while people are screaming incompetence during the middle of the most competent the 49ers have ever been, again, this is why I tell you, you choose where you get your information carefully these days, because there are bad faith operators out there just looking for clout. Larry and I aren't looking for clout. We're looking for football. And we're glad that you found us over here, because when we're looking at the 49ers, we're very impressed by what we see, as is everyone. Even people who want to be late to this party have to admit, yeah, this party's really good. It's off to a great start.
Well, and now I think the great debate in Ninerland is, what is the better side of the ball? Is it the offense that weekly is you scoring 30 plus points, or is it the defense that has, dominating players on all 3 levels? Greenlaw and Warner are absolutely monster, but so are Bosa and Hargrave. And then you look on that back end, Lenore's getting nothing but better. I thought Isaiah Oliver had a tremendous game yesterday. Hufanga is a terrific young safety. Then you look at this special team unit. Schneider's a terrific special team guy. I forget who the Niner punter is because I haven't seen him. But the Jake Moody, you get in, this guy can hit 60-yard field goals. I've seen it in practice. So to me, when I watched the Chiefs take the Niners apart, it was in the regular season, the last time they played, it was clear to me that you can have a great defense. You can have a Nick Bosa, but when you go up against a Mahomes and you go up against an Andy Reid, even with Bosa, even with your killer D, you're going to have to be able to put up 30. And the Niners put up 20 something with Jimmy Garoppolo, and they beat almost everybody, but they couldn't get over the top against Kansas City. Now under Purdy and now with the addition of CMC, I mean, you've got three weapons here in Ayuk, CMC, and Debo, who all look poised for career years. And then you mix in the ascending, constantly improving Brock Purdy. The Niner offense is as good as any in the game, and they're very, very consistent. I thought Shanahan called a great game yesterday. This Arizona defense did a lot of good things, and you know, Gannon's got a good foundation there. He's got a good sound scheme. They were getting to the quarterback. They only got to Purdy one time all day. You know, they've been playing really, really well defensively, and the Niners just kind of, you know, rhythmically took them apart. And the Niners are scoring 30 points a game every single week. So it's, I don't know. Well, if I said to you, are the Niners better on offense or defense? I think most people, if they've been following the story of the last few years, would quickly say defense. But are they better on defense now that they've got, you know, McCaffrey in his career year, and Damon, the couple balls that Ayuk caught down the field, and by the way, all the dink and dunk crowd, Purdy went up top to Ayuk and hit him in stride. But Ayuk's been doing this all summer, Damon, where it doesn't matter where the ball is. He'll pick it off the surface. He'll sky 10 feet in the air. The guy is 6'1" and change. He plays the ball in the air like a 6'5" wide receiver.
Truly great teams. The teams that you remember and talk about when you're an old man from your childhood are teams that married a great defense with a great offense. I mean, that's just where greatness happens on a football field. You know, a defense can win a championship all by itself, because if the other team can't score, then all you got to do is score a little and boom, you can be champion. We saw that, you know, played out a little bit with the 85 Chicago Bears, who were a defense first, second, and third football team, but also had, you know, Willie Gault and Walter Payton and some razzle dazzle offensively, but they were a defense first football team. The Ravens that beat the New York Giants, very much the most defense first football team maybe of all time, because that offense was dreadful. If the 49ers continue to put up 35 points a game with this defense, Larry, they're going to win the fucking Super Bowl. I mean, that's what it is. They are going to win the Super Bowl if they continue to score like this and have a defense that plays like that. That's when greatness happens. That's when true excellence hits a field. None of this is easy. When teams start making it look easy, it's because they got those both things going for them. And the 49ers have looked pretty goddamn good in these 4 games that we've seen so far